G'day guys, and welcome to Season 3 of the Aussie Sim Racing Formula 3 League. There's been a few changes to the lineup this season to accommodate certain ping limits and stuff. As was on the forums, that the ping limit for international drivers is now 200 milliseconds, I think it is, which rules a lot of them out. So we've picked up a few local drivers and certain changes. So the drivers returning in Formula 3 this year are the coordinator Captain Farah, Frizy 92, myself, and Lockie 55s. And two drivers were relegated from Formula 2 last season, which were Schulte Aussie and Formula Dragster, both highlighted in red, shown on this graphic here. Sorry about the poor quality. I'm not a very graphical person, so I've just whipped this up on Excel and just printed screen stuff. So I'll highlight where I am and where my team is in yellow throughout the season, and Lockie, who's my teammate, will be highlighted in a pale yellow, just to make things clearer on you guys when you're looking for my results. There's no Haas driver for this season, as there's a bit of shuffling going on before the season. Liam's teammate is Roxman1. Schulte Aussie's teammate is Spunky923, who was unavailable for Australia. The two Scuderia Ferrari drivers are Roscoe Arm and Unveil, with Unveil and a few issues trying to get into our group chat before this season. But that's all sorted now. Fry's teammate in the Force India is Stinchy9, who runs the same number as me online, which could cause a bit of havoc with other people's point of views. So go search them up if you want to watch more different point of views for Formula 3. The Williams drivers are Rhythmic Bird 638 and Plying CMA 86. CMA was not driving in Australia. We're hoping to see him in round 2 at China. The McLaren drivers are Hyperdius and Icaos, both new drivers. As you heard earlier, Torozo drivers are myself and Lockie, and we're going to be hunting for the constructors title, and for us being teammates in the 2v2 co-op championship as well. We've got a good chemistry going, and it will really help going forward trying to go for that constructors title. Formula Dragster's teammate in the Renault is Sanguinius Prime, but only Prime was racing in Australia. Once again, hoping to see Formula Dragster in round 2. And to round out the grid, the two Sauber drivers are Expert and Spagbowl 31. Spagbowl only was able to join in within the last week or so, which caused a bit of shuffling around. And so that is your driver lineups for season 3. So getting underway here at for qualifying, just showing my fast lap. Got to get into 4th gear for turn 1 and then try and get full throttle as early as possible, open the DRS before braking around 75 meters into 3rd gear, short shift to 4th for turn 4, and turn 5 is easy flat in the dry, brake around 75 meters again, drop down to 4th gear just to reduce wheel spin. And then this, you get two choices here. You can go 4th gear or 3rd if you want the extra engine braking. Drive out, short stretch down to the fast chicane, take it in 7th gear, clip the inside curb, there, run it out to the exit curb, and then again brake at the 75 meters, clip both curbs. It's a very clean lap so far, just a slight lift before braking at 75 meters again for turn 15, 3rd gear to reduce wheel spin. Can't quite go full throttle around the final corner, just gotta fold on, wait for the car to turn down to the line, and that is P8, which is where we finished in that session. Yeah, so you see at the top of the standings, unveiled there, the lobby glitched a bit, and credited him with 1st place despite not having set a lap time. So actual pole was Roscoe Arm, followed by Ruthnick Bird and Stinchy in 2nd and 3rd. Lockyer was 4th on super soft tyres, playing the nice strategy game. I was in P5 with Hyperdius 6th, Spagbol 7th, Schulte to Aussie 8th, Liam in 9th, which is nice showing from him, and X Burton in 10th. And of course the rest of the grid are down there. Fry couldn't quite hook a lap together in that session, and he's down in 13th. So a bit to play for here as we cut here to the grid, and it's a 2-stop race apparently, although I heard after the race some drivers went for the 1 stop, going ultras onto softs, which of course gives them track position. Still deciding what to do with the fuel. I'd probably put it up another lap to 31, just so I can run a bit of rich mix at the start of the race. And yep, here we go, right on cue. So of course starting off in the formation lap, bit of laggy start here, which put me back to 11th. So here we go, just reforming the grid. AI taking over. For some reason I'm pointing a bit to the left. So 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go for the Australian Grand Prix. And charging down, got the sidebar of Spagbol on the inside. I brake a bit earlier. Liam's gone barging through, and he's made a brilliant start. He's up into 3rd now as Lockie brakes very early, and I've smacked into the back of him, which is a bit unfortunate. And so we've got front wing damage. There's a bit of lag around. Lockie's decided to let us through, but we've run wide because of the damage. Schulte to Aussie's gone through too. We'll cut to later on the lap. And Sanguinius Prime and Cinchy got caught up in that issue. And a nice little switchback move at the chicane despite having the front wing damage. It was nice. So we're pulling into the pits here. A bit out of sync with this, but going on super soft tyres. The plan was to go super softs and then softs. So started lap 3, going around the outside of Sanguinius Prime. What a brilliant move if I don't say so myself. Getting a big headed over here. But just as Prime got a run on me, the virtual safety car was deployed, which seemed to get deployed whenever someone ran off the road. So of course, start of lap 4, I lose the back end at turn 2, and that lets Sanguinius Prime back through, but cut to later in that lap, and Prime's decided to mimic my driving by going off at turn 9, which I found quite funny. So end of lap 5 now, and I've set the fastest lap of the race, so we've got the pace. And we've got Roscoe right in front of me, and I was going to get a good run on him, but the virtual safety car came out and put paid to that. So chasing Roscoe down, changing to 6th, 7th. So coming down into the fast chicane, he runs a bit wide, so I do a little switchback move, brake early so I can go slow in, fast out, pass him down. It went down to 9th. And there's Rhythmic Bird on the left there, going slowly. I think him and Spag Bowl got caught up in incident, and Spag Bowl's run wide there, which is, yeah, we get past him, so we're now up against X-Burton with Rhythmic behind us. Now X-Burton was lagging a bit this race. Yes, trying to get a good run, good exit here. He's lagging backwards and forwards, so don't quite know where he is. So just going around the outside here and we're through. But I didn't realise that, so I was giving him room, and as a result I've run wide and caused the virtual safety car, which is yeah, it keeps coming out whenever someone goes off the track, which is not what the virtual safety car is for. So I got on the curb there because I was trying to see if I could get past. Wasn't sure if I was supposed to get my place back, and hurt my front wing. So here I am just letting Sanguini's prime through, and the engineer's given me that strategy, but I changed it so that I could get soft. So an Expert and bloody going slowly in the pit exit, so we passed him going in. He made a habit of that throughout this race. So pulling in the pits, looking behind to check for traffic, but shouldn't even bother. Gonna get my front wing changed, soft tyres on, and hopefully go to the end, because my tyre wear on this game is generally pretty good. And we've gone purple to the second sector, when all of a sudden Frizy, who had a lot of screen freezes in that race, pops up out of nowhere. I think he said he had 8 as we go wide there. 8 screen freezes, not great. Hyperdius disconnected from the session. He got actually got shunted into a separate lobby, which is unfortunate. And here's Lockie setting the fastest lap of the race, where Schulte's gone off there. He had no front wing after prior incident. Now I don't have a front wing, as I've just crashed getting sideways at the fast chicane, and have to stop again. There's Expert going slowly again. Oh, not Expert, sorry, that's Spag Bowl going slowly into the pit lane. And it was actually a blessing in disguise, kind of, because it gave me a chance to go for the fastest lap. So getting past Expert, who was a bit slower in this race, or he was a bit slower than me, which is probably, I don't like saying that, but it's kind of what happened. As we go fastest by 3/10 over Lockie, past Hyperdius again, because when you leave the session, the AI that drives around is only at 55%, so we pass Sanguini's prime, set a new fastest lap at 1:25.6, and we are absolutely flying. We got X-Burton up ahead. We want to try to get in front of him as quick as possible. There, he's lagging a bit as well. I'm trying to get good drive out of the corners, but I'm not quite doing it. We would have hit him if he didn't lag forward. So he's once again, we're going around the outside of Burton. We must have got a penalty that lap for corner cutting. I actually got 2 penalties in this race, without which I would have had 4th place in this race. But anyway, we're coming around the outside of iChaos. Um, and then yeah, now we're in 6th place now. Just got to chase down Liam. We're 13.4 seconds at that first sector split, and we decided to really push it, and we're back down. We got it down to 10.3 seconds at the end of that lap. Perfectly cut turn 1, and then at the end of the lap 25 we got it down to 5.7 laps, and by the end of that lap 25 we are almost at the back of Liam. Kind of in the final corner. Haven't quite got DRS yet, but we'll try and see if we can use slipstream, but the slipstream's not as powerful on this game. So brake at the 100 metres, clipped the inside curb, and I've got a brilliant run out of that corner from Liam, who had front wing damage. We both tried to go down the left hand side, so I just juked back around to the right hand side, and pass done. Unfortunately it was a bit of a sitting duck there. Could have had a decent battle. So here I'm going quickest to the first sector by 2.1 seconds. Jumped in 4th, ran this left, charged down, chased down Roscoe Arm, but I think he's just a bit too far away. Yeah, 57 seconds. We're not going to catch that in 3 laps. We've gone fastest to the 2nd sector, so we are on an absolute fly lap when we could do a 24, which it'd be really good to do that just for like the crazy issues I have. And yay, I disconnect to finish round 1. Who would have bloody thought it? So it looks like there was a bit of connection issues. I mean, Fry also disconnected from that lobby. A bunch of other people disconnected. In fact, yeah, Unveil actually disconnected in qualifying. Wasn't able to make the start of the race. So we ended up with the fastest lap, where with Lockie getting the 2nd fastest laps just. So us Toro Rosso drivers are on the money. Despite the result not showing for this race, there's promising signs for us. So Rhythmic Bird won, followed by Stinchy 9 and Roscoe Arm in 3rd. Chaos actually jumped us because we got disconnected, which meant we finished in 5th place and Liam finished in 6th place, although he had about 5 penalties or so, which equated to about 15 seconds. Shortly to Aussie in 7th, Hyperdius 8th, Expert 9th, and Lockie actually got taken out with 2-3 laps to go, and but he still completed more laps than Fry and was completed 90% of the race, and therefore gets the 1 point. Fry had a lot of issues with screen freezes, so he finishes in 11th, which has been unfortunate. And the 3 other drivers DNF'd out of the points: Sanguinius Prime, Spag Bowl, and Roxman 1, who actually got taken out at the start. These results are only provisional. Here's a couple of Stewards inquiries. If the results change at all, I'll put the official results at the start of the next part in China. So let's have a look at the driver standings. The driver standings is pretty much the same order as the race that's just finished, but in the constructors, it's not something you see in actual Formula 1, with the lead car only on 25 points, thanks to with Williams on 25, thanks to Rhythmic Bird. Force India is in 2nd, thanks to Stinchy 9, scoring 18 points. McLaren in third on 16, due to both McLaren drivers scoring points. Ferrari's in fourth thanks to Roscoe Arm finishing third, and us in the Toro Rosso are fifth with 11 points. Mercedes is sixth on 8 points thanks to Liam finishing in sixth. The Red Bulls in seventh, Schulte to Aussie scoring there 6 points. Sauber is in eighth, with Experton I think scoring the 2 points, and Renault finishing in ninth. And that'll do it for episode 1 of this league racing season. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe for more Aussie sim racing content. Next race is at China, that'll be hosted on Sunday night at 8 PM Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, which caught out a driver that was caught out a driver because he didn't realise that daylight savings had started. He was going off for Queensland time. So that'll be it. Have a good one. I will catch you on another video. Goodbye.